The best lesson I've ever gotten on how to become an entrepreneur, I got completely for free, and that was through commission only sales. My name is Kyle Santos. I run Future Financial. We are a group benefits, health, life, and disability and retirement firm here in Tampa, Florida, where we do between $800,000 to $950,000 worth of annualized premium every single month. And I also own a cigar club called Crown and Ash, where we bring men together every single month to make sure we keep each other sharp, we keep each other accountable, and build each other up. And we have 51 members there. Aside from that topic, I want to tell you guys how I learned to become an entrepreneur, because I actually had zero intentions of becoming a business owner. About 5 years ago, I was a personal trainer at Crunch at Land O'Lakes here in Tampa, and I was relatively doing well for myself. I was making between $50,000 to $60,000 per year. Not a lot by any means, but my bills were always paid. And I was with my ex-girlfriend at the time, who I thought I wanted to marry. And I was struggling financially. I'm like, if I want to marry this woman, if I want to have children in the future, I need to make more money. Like, yeah, bills are paid right now, but life's not great. I was on Bears Avenue, and if you live in Tampa, you would understand that was not the safest place to be at. And it was very humble beginnings, but at the same time, it was my first big boy job. And I remember one day I was sitting on my couch and I was just scrolling through Instagram, and I saw my old bodybuilding coach. And in my head, I'm like, this man is a hard worker. Nothing about him was insanely special, but I saw him buy a beautiful home in Palm Harbor. He had like a Mercedes AMG. And in my head, I'm like, he used to be a trainer just like me, but he's doing so well now. And I remember he became a health insurance agent. So in that moment, I was like, fuck this. I am not going to be broke anymore. If he can do it, I can do it. And then I saw another friend of mine who I used to work out with on Instagram. He posted a video of him closing some deals, him helping other people close deals for insurance. And I was like, you know what? He lives near me. Let me swipe up, DM him. Hey, bro, I want to work with you. What do I need to do? Do I need a degree? What do I need? He was like, oh, you just need a license. I went in to his office. They interviewed me, offered me the job right on the spot. That same day, I went back to Crunch, the gym, and I told my manager, hey, I'm putting in my 2 weeks. And this is when everything changed, because I had no idea what the hell I was signing up for. When it was finally my first day, they expected me to get into the office by 7:45 a.m. Mind you, I was 35, 40 minutes away from the office. In that moment, I was like, super enthusiastic, so that time difference didn't really bother me. So I drove. Little did I know, the office required you to work from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. bare minimum, and they praise you if you stay even longer. So at this point, I was like, okay, hustle culture, let's go. I got nothing else to do. I need to figure out how to make money, because I just quit my old job. I need to pay my bills. I got rent, I got my car, I got insurance to pay for. I had to figure this thing out. But then another surprise hit me. The free leads that that company gave were absolute trash. It was so bad. It was recycled. Everybody was sharing it. It was terrible. And when that happened, I realized all the top producers, including my friend, were spending $500 to like $1,500 a week on marketing and leads. And that's how they made so much money. And I was like, well, shit. I got $3,000 left to my name. What do I need to buy? Anyways, long story short, this is where the lessons truly began. The first lesson I ever learned from commission-only sales is mindset. It was really freaking hard. Getting told no over and over and over again. Working 8, 10, 12 hours a day every single day for 3-4 weeks straight without getting a single sale. And I was like, oh my God, I would have made more money if I would have just worked at McDonald's down the street. The calluses I was forced to build is an invaluable piece of experience that I am extremely grateful for. I learned how to handle rejection. I realized that every no means I'm closer to that next yes. It made me realize I can't just give up. Nothing worth it is gonna come to me very easily at all. It needed to be earned. When I was in that office, I decided, you know what? There's so many people in this office, almost everybody is broke, but there's a select few, a handful of people that made a lot of money, and I really looked up to them. So I decided to only hang out with the top producers. So I guess we could call that lesson number 2, proximity is power. I didn't want to surround myself with people losing. Not anymore. I've been a loser my whole freaking life. It's time I start hanging out with the winners, and maybe some of their winning instincts and habits will rub off of me, and eventually maybe I'll be a winner. And the funny thing is, the more I hung out with all these high performers, I realized they all went through so much shit in life, so much shit in their career before they even saw any bit of success. I saw their long hours. I saw their heavy marketing spend. I saw their dedication, even outside of business, whenever they had to go to work out, whenever they had to spend time with family. Everything was structured. Everything looked so simple because it was all through good time management. So I guess we could call that lesson number 3. You have to struggle before you see any success that is worth having. Lesson number 4, when you're commission only in sales and the leads in the company you work for suck, you got to put your own skin in the game and start spending money. So in that first week or second week, I saw my friend put in like $1,000 into an SMS marketing campaign. And I saw him close like 4 deals that week. And I was like, dude, I have $3,000 left. My rent is $1,400. My car's $500. But I'm already in here. Let's run it up. And I remember I did that. And it was so scary. It was so scary. I had like chills because I didn't know if I was going to get it back, and I didn't know how I was going to pay my rent. And my ex-girlfriend at the time, she was not making too much good of a money either. So I was like, well, shit. I got to figure out how to pay the bills and feed my dog. But that week, when I spent that money, it forced me to lock the fuck in because it was all or nothing. It was sink or swim, do or die type of situation. I know I'm being dramatic. I was in a freaking AC office in a cubicle calling people trying to close health insurance policies. But in that time, it really felt like it was all or nothing. And I guess lesson number 5, commission-only sales taught me confidence. Because when I decided to lock in and focus, I closed a lot of deals and I made a lot of money, relative. I believe by the end of my first year in commission-only sales, selling health insurance, I made a little over $150,000 compared to $50,000, $60,000 my prior year being a personal trainer at Crunch Fitness. Commission-only sales pushed me to my limit, and that limit showed me, Kyle, you were right all along. You were worth more than what you were living for. And to this day, that's something I'm extremely grateful for because I didn't have a lot of confidence other than my prior bodybuilding successes, which wasn't even that much back in the college days. But this was the first time in my life where I built enough evidence that I knew worst comes to worst. I spend money, I get some leads, I do some marketing, and I sell something to someone, and I can pay my bills again. I was no longer afraid of ever being broke. And for the next 2 years of becoming an insurance agent for this company, I've made some great memories. I learned how to become resourceful. Whenever a lead source is not going well, figure out how to get your own leads. Figure out how to generate your own leads. Figure out how to market yourself. And then I started having fun with it. I started sponsoring events, red carpet events, pickleball events, real estate events, things outside of the norm of just buying leads and calling and dialing and selling. Because at that point, I had built enough residual income where I was like, hey, you know what? I might not make $15,000 this month, but I'll guarantee to make at least $4,000 or $5,000. I can pay my bills with that. Let me put some money in other things and try it out. So I'm terrible at this YouTube thing, but I think that was lesson number 6. Don't be afraid to try new things, to try to figure out the things that didn't work out. If what you used to do isn't working, don't be an old head trying to force it to work. Adapt. Use AI. Go old school. Talk to people. Go to a networking event. I realize that when you're a commission-only sales, you can make money doing anything as long as you have the intention of helping people out, creating an impact, and building your business and building yourself at the same time. Now, unfortunately, for that company, I didn't see eye to eye with the leadership. There were some greedy people, honestly, some really messed up people there that were high ups. And I couldn't stand helping them grow their business while they do these messed up things to other people, stealing, bad-mouthing people, and their products sucked anyways. So I was like, you know what? I'm quitting. When I tried to quit, they were telling me, Kyle, you know that $90,000 of bonuses you have? We pay it out monthly. So if you quit and we terminate your contract, that all disappears. All the hard work you work for, it's going to be gone. But at that point, I was like, you know what? Keep the money. I'll make way more than $90,000 in the next few years anyways. And I felt like a boss, honestly, because I did quit when I was doing really well, which is a good thing, because if I wasn't doing so well, I would have probably looked like a quitter or a loser, and maybe I would have been if I did that. Side note, I do think quitting when you're at the top is the best way to do, so people know I'm quitting for a real legitimate reason, not because I'm losing. And at that point, I became an uncaptive insurance agent and realized I want to do a business. Well, this is all I know how to sell insurance. Let me start brokering for this company, Blue Cross. Wait, I have a license to sell life insurance too. Let me sell life insurance as well. Oh, we have annuities? Let me sell annuities as well. Oh, we could do group benefits? Let's do group benefits as well. And I started studying. Started studying so much that my knowledge from there to now is astronomically bigger. And I didn't even realize this, but I've built so much value into myself that other people saw value in hanging out with me and learning from me and working for me and trusting me to be their insurance agent. I want to take the opportunity for this YouTube channel to just talk about my thoughts. I'm going in here with blinders. I don't really know how to do this YouTube thing, but I knew I would regret it if I don't. And this is one of those things where I'm like just trying new things. Hopefully somebody can hear this and hear my stories from here on out, and hopefully it makes an impact. One practical takeaway I want you guys to take from this for those of you listening. If you want to become an entrepreneur, you need to learn all of these lessons one way or another. And for me, there's multiple ways to do it, but for me, commission-only sales is the start point of everything. So if you don't know what you're doing, search up local insurance agency, local sales job, commission only, nearby you. I'm here in Tampa, Florida. There's a lot over here. There's a lot in Miami, a lot everywhere. There's even remote options now. Just jump in, take the risk, especially if you're young, why not? Actually, you know what? Even if you're not young, even if you are a father or a mother with children, that should be more of a reason you should do it, because you want to change your life financially so you can make an impact on the people you love. Anyways, I feel like I just blabber on this whole video. I appreciate those of you who stuck all the way and listened, and I'll be sharing more of these lessons and go into the nuances in the next few videos. Thank you guys.